At 23 years old, Ava and Isla looked like mirror images. Identical twins with silky, shoulder-length blonde hair that shimmered in the sunlight, and eyes as blue as a summer sky. Their bond had always been unbreakable, as if they shared a soul split into two bodies. They finished each other's sentences, read each other's moods with a single glance, and often dreamed of the same places and stories without speaking about them in advance. Ava was the bolder of the two, running her own tattoo parlor on the edge of town. Her studio, Inkspire, was vibrant, expressive, and full of her artistry. She loved translating stories into skin, turning emotions into ink, pain into power, and inspiration into color. Every client who walked through her door left with a mark of transformation. Ava thrived in this world of expression, music playing low in the background, walls lined with artwork and flash designs, the hum of the tattoo gun her soundtrack. Isla, by contrast, lived a quieter life, working as a cashier and stock clerk at a busy supermarket. She liked the routine, the rhythm of scanning items and chatting with customers, but she often felt the ache of monotony deep in her chest. Her creative side was hidden, buried beneath barcode beeps and fluorescent lights. After work, she often doodled or wrote in her journal, longing for something more daring. Despite their different paths, they remained inseparable. Every Sunday morning, they met for coffee at the Lakeside Cafe. They went for long bike rides, escaping into nature, laughing and racing each other like they did as kids. At night, they would call or visit each other, talking about dreams, fears, and the future. It was a Thursday afternoon when it all began. Ava had just finished tattooing a sleeve on a regular client when the bell above the parlor door jingled, and in walked a bald woman with a powerful presence. She wore a leather jacket, large silver earrings, and walked with quiet confidence. She sat confidently in the chair and pulled up the back of her hoodie, revealing a large, beautifully detailed phoenix tattoo on her scalp. The design curved with the shape of her skull, wings spread wide. She wanted something new, this time a butterfly sprawling across the back of her head. She handed Ava a reference sheet with a symmetrical, stylized butterfly, adorned with delicate filigree and bold lines. Ava admired the clean scalp, the subtle shadows of regrowth, and the canvas it created. There was something intimate about tattooing a shaved head, an act of trust and transformation. As she worked, Ava found herself utterly absorbed. The tattoo took over an hour, and when it was done, the butterfly's wings looked ready to take flight. The bald woman examined herself in the mirror and smiled, eyes sparkling. She looked strong, elegant, and renewed. Later that evening, Ava couldn't shake the image from her mind. She stood in front of her own bathroom mirror, brushing her long blonde hair. She turned her head slightly and imagined the back of it bare, then inked. The idea had taken root. She saw not just a butterfly, but a metamorphosis. Freedom, fearlessness. That night, Ava called Isla. "Hey, Isla. I saw something today at the shop that kind of blew my mind." "What happened?" Isla asked, already intrigued, curled up on her couch with tea. "There was this woman, completely bald, like shaved and smooth, and she came in for a tattoo on the back of her head. A butterfly. It was gorgeous, and you know what? I kept imagining it on me." Silence. "I know it sounds crazy," Ava added quickly, "but I want to do it. Shave it all off, and tattoo a butterfly, right on the back of my head." Isla let out a breath. "Oh my God. Ava, I'm not going to lie. That sounds insane, but kind of beautiful too. You don't think I've lost it? Actually, I think I want it too." "You what?" Isla laughed nervously. "Yeah, seriously. I've been so bored lately. My life needs a spark. And we've always done everything together. If you're in, I'm in." They both paused, letting the weight of their decisions sink in. The silence buzzed with electric anticipation. "We'd have to go all the way," Ava said. Not just buzzed. I mean shaved, razor smooth. "Let's do it," Isla said firmly. They called Marin, a mutual friend from college who was now a hairdresser. She ran a cozy little salon in her converted garage and was the only person they trusted with such a dramatic change. Maren was surprised, but excited. "You want me to shave both your heads bald?" "You're serious?" she asked with a grin when they told her. "Totally serious," said Ava. "And then we're tattooing butterflies on the backs," added Isla. "I love it," Maren said. "Come Saturday. Early morning, I'll make it special." They agreed to bring their own special capes. Shiny blue PVC ones that Ava had ordered online the night before, choosing the color together to match their eyes. Ava even bought 2 white neck strips to go with them, imagining the moment they'd sit side by side in the mirror, gleaming in preparation. They spent Friday night together, watching old movies and brushing each other's hair for the last time. They talked about everything: the fear, the excitement, the permanence. Ava sketched tattoo ideas while Isla massaged her scalp gently, already imagining it bare. Saturday arrived like a gust of wind. The sisters woke early and tied their long blonde hair back one final time. Ava wore a black tank top and jeans, her tattooed arms exposed. Isla wore a soft gray hoodie and leggings. There was a strange silence between them, reverent, expectant. They folded the glossy blue PVC capes and packed them in a tote bag. As they biked to Maren's, the breeze played with their hair, lifting the strands like a farewell. Ava rode ahead, her long braid catching sunlight. Isla followed, one hand brushing through her hair. Maren greeted them with coffee and warm hugs. Her garage salon smelled of shampoo and citrus wax. She had set up 2 chairs, 2 mirrors, fresh razors, clean towels, and a basin for washing. "You sure?" she asked one last time, holding up the electric clippers. "Absolutely," Ava and Isla said in unison, hearts thudding. Maren smiled and gestured to the 2 salon chairs she had set up. Each was flanked by a mirror. She turned up soft ambient music in the background. "Let's cape you up." Ava went first. Maren took the blue PVC cape and unfurled it dramatically. It shone under the overhead light like liquid sky. She fastened it snugly around Ava's neck with a white neck strip. Isla sat in the chair beside her and received the same treatment. The capes rustled softly as the sisters exchanged an excited glance in the mirror, identical and shimmering. Weeks passed. The buzz around Ava and Isla's transformation didn't fade. It grew. Ava's tattoo parlor became a place of stories and rebirth. People came in with long hair and left with shaven heads and inked symbols of healing, strength, or personal milestones. The sisters inspired a quiet movement. One evening, their parents came over for dinner. The twins had worn bandanas at first, unsure of the reaction, but finally pulled them off together at the table. Their mother gasped, not from shock, but emotion. "You look so grown up, so radiant." Their father simply said, "You remind me of your grandmother. She was bold like this. You've got her fire." There were tears, laughter, questions, but ultimately there was acceptance. Love. A few months later, the twins were invited to speak at a local women's wellness event. They stood on stage, bald, tattooed, proud, and shared their story. They spoke about identity, about letting go of societal norms, about the beauty in transformation. They talked about fear and how moving through it had made them stronger. Afterward, a line of people formed. Young women, older women, even men. Everyone wanting to thank them or share something of their own. That night, Ava and Isla stood in front of the mirror in their apartment once more. "Do you miss your hair?" Isla asked quietly. Ava shook her head. "Not for a second. This is who we are." They turned and pressed their backs together, the butterflies on their scalps almost touching. 2 sisters, 2 souls, 1 transformation. And like the butterflies etched into their skin, they had emerged, bold, beautiful, and entirely free.